And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Athletics and Wellness Center on the campus of Earlham College as we bring you Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference basketball. This afternoon, it's the opener in conference play for both the Ravens and the Quakers. Ravens coming in at 3-1, the Quakers coming in at 2-3. Great to have you with us here on the Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. Quakers hoping to pick up their first conference win to open up this brand new season, but it's going to be a tough one. The Ravens coming in at 3-1 in the season, and they have one of the most prolific scorers in the conference in Stanley Duncan. We'll talk about Duncan coming up in a couple of moments. By the way, the Quakers are now 2-12 against Anderson since joining the HCAC prior to the 2010-2011 season, and Anderson has won the last 4 meetings, including last year right here at Shuckman Court, 85-70. When we come back on the Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show, we'll take a closer look at the Ravens, what they've been able to accomplish here in the first of 4 games of the season. It's all coming up next. This is Earlham Men's Basketball right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you were born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with comprehensive auto repair services that include car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. You'll be hard-pressed to find the same level of expertise that our auto mechanic specialists provide. For a high-performing vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, call 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
We check them better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory-trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back 'em better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
Welcome back to the Athletics and Wellness Center on the Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. Let's talk about this Anderson team as they come in at 3-1. They beat a good Calvin team in a high-scoring affair their last time out, 102-92. Stanley Duncan lit things up for 40. Mike Peters had 14, Trevor Lucas 12, and Maurice Knight with 10. Show you that both teams shot extremely well in that game. The Ravens shot 61% overall, 50% from three-point range. Calvin shot 55%, scored 32 points in the paint. As a team, the Ravens averaging 89.3, giving up 75. Their field goal percentage so far this season at 52. They're shooting 45% from three-point range, 80% from the line. So far, just 12.5 turnovers and 5 steals per contest. So their number is very impressive. Last year, they knocked off the Quakers in both games, 85-70 and 80-70. So there's no doubt about it, Anderson has played well against the Quakers over the last couple of seasons. When we come back in a couple of moments, we'll have the starting lineups. It's the Quakers and the Ravens coming up in just a moment. Stay right there This is the Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
By the way, Quakers coming off that win over Fairhaven, 110-17. You can check out the Earlham website, goearlham.com, for the latest news and information on that contest. Live stats coming up on this one today as well. Here's how things will line up in the starters for this afternoon, the probable starters for both the Ravens and the Quakers. First off, for the Ravens, Trevor Lucas, a 6-foot senior out of Brownsburg, Indiana, averaging 18.5 points per game. He wears number 0. Mike Peters, a 6'2 junior out of Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, averaging 9 per game. Peters wears number 5. Stanley Duncan, a 6'5 junior out of Harrison, Indiana, more closely to Evansville. He's out of Evansville, Harrison, averaging 25 points per game. He wears number 12. Malik Hafoun is a sophomore out of Bloomington, Indiana, averaging 8 points per game. He wears number 30. And Brady Ashton, a 6'6 junior out of Frankton, Indiana, averaging 4.3 points per game. He wears number 40. For the Quakers, Kenneth Stallings Jr., a 6'3 sophomore out of Gary, averaging 7.2 points per game, wears number 0. Cheney Zolman, a 6'6 junior out of North Manchester, averaging 11.4 points per game. He wears number 1. Elijah Wilson Thomas, a 6'2 senior out of Goldsboro, North Carolina, averaging 20.2 points per game, wearing number 5. Blake Bonin is a 5'8 sophomore out of Crown Point, averaging 4.6 points per game. He wears number 30. And Daryl Hutchison, a 6'4 junior out of Indianapolis, averaging 10.8 points per game. Hutchison will wear number 35. Quakers and the Ravens coming up in the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023. Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com.
Hi, this is Steve Funkhauser, and I was talking to someone the other day about how friendly and professional the crew at Jiffy Lube is, and they said, "You are always so upbeat. I'm going to call you Mr. Positive." And so now I am Mr. Positive. And I want you to know how proud I am of you and that you are doing a great job today. And hey, do something nice for somebody. Make somebody smile. Smiles are contagious, you know. I want you to have a great day and the horse you rode in on. Jiffy Lube. Fast, friendly, professional. I'm Mr. Positive, and I approve this message.
Ravens and the Quakers set to go battle here in the first game of the HCAC. Great to have you with us on this Saturday afternoon. The Earlham women winning earlier this afternoon by a final 69-53. They pick up their first win of this season. Ravens in their black uniforms trimmed in orange. Quakers in their home whites trimmed in maroon, and we're ready to get this one underway. Ravens again will attack right to left, and Cheney Zolman will jump it up for the Quakers. And he'll do so against Brady Ashton out of Frankton, a 6'6 junior. Anderson's lone loss came at Wisconsin-Whitewater, 79-70. That was a road contest for the Ravens. It'll be Quaker basketball. Bonin at the point. Wilson Thomas will see the Ravens open up in a man-to-man. Bonin driving, feeding outside. Good ball movement. Stallings on the drive, and we've got a blocking foul against the Ravens. Foul will go against Cody Krieger. Krieger has been inserted into the starting lineup for the Ravens. Are they going to take that back? Going to put that on number 12, Stanley Duncan, instead. So Duncan will pick up the foul. Quakers get on the board. And Earlham out to a 1-0 lead here in the first half. Stallings averaging 7.2 points per game will give the Quakers a 2-0 lead. Here's a long-range three. That is good by Lucas. Trevor Lucas, we're going to talk about his numbers, the junior out of Brownsburg. Take them back, the senior out of Brownsburg, what he has done against the Quakers. Blake drives and scores. And Earlham on top of this one, 4-3. 19 minutes to go. Back the other way, and another bucket by Lucas. Lucas with 5. Here is Elijah for 3. He will score. And we're off to a hot start both ways. 7-5, Quakers with a lead. By the way, Lucas last year, as the Ravens set up in the half court, here is Duncan down the lane. Stanley Duncan ties the game at 7. Quakers will have to shore things up. Here is Elijah again, another 3. And we're off to a hot start both ways. Ravens in the half court driving, and a blocking foul on the Quakers. They'll get Elijah Wilson Thomas going to the line. For the Ravens will be number 20. That is Cole Hartman out of DeKalb High School, a 6'6 junior. Hartman averaging 7 points per game will get on the board for the first time. Go back again, if I may. Lucas had 24 in the first game against the Quakers last year. In the second game, Lucas was 10 of 14 shooting, good enough for 28 points. And we just talked about Cole Hartman. He had 27 points and 11 rebounds in that second game against the Quakers last year. So he too likes to play against Earlham. 14 on the shot clock. Wilson Thomas. Bonin with a basketball. Feeds inside. Darrell reverse layup. Good. Nice play. Hutchison with his first 2. Quakers lead it now 12-9. Lucas may have gotten away with the travel. Kick out wide open. Hartman for 3. Nailed that one. And the Ravens are going to get a timeout, an early timeout, as Anderson uses their first timeout of the afternoon on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers and the Ravens tied at 12.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
Don't forget live stats on GoEarlham.com, and we're off to a hot start in what is promising to be a high-scoring affair here this afternoon. Quakers in the half court, 17:35 to go. Elijah Wilson Thomas against Lucas. Feeds inside, layup good. Cheney Zolman gets his first two. And the Quakers lead it. In the corner, three-pointer. Good again by Hartman. We're not going to be able to keep this pace up all day long, I wouldn't imagine. Here's Zolman. His three-pointer is no good. Hartman, by the way, with 8 points. There is Lucas once again against Wilson Thomas. Krieger hands off again to Hartman. They'll kick it inside, and the block by Stallings goes out of bounds as Ashton, the 6'6 junior, unable to put it in. And coming out of the lineup for the Quakers, Wilson Thomas with 6 points. Quakers will go young right here as they bring in Jamel Barnes, the freshman out of Muncie Central High School. Nice inbound, and the layup good. Hartman once again. Ravens lead it by 3. Zolman hands off, and we've got a foul away from the basketball, I think. Quakers will make a change as Austin Dalabo will come in. And I'm not sure, again, the official score has gone over to Mitch Blancaspor, and I don't know what the change was. It was the official that called it away from the basketball. Dalabo will come in, and Cheney Zolman will go to the bench. Again, we never get an explanation here. .25 on the shot clock. Dalabo once again will find Barnes. Guarded there by Lucas. And a carry. That'll be a turnover for the Quakers. Ravens bringing a pretty good crowd here today to see the men battling out in our first contest in the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference game of the season. Quakers hoping to get off to a good start. This is a hot shooting team, though. Here is Duncan, three-pointer short, and a long rebound by Lucas. Lucas wisely feeds it out. Here is Duncan on the drive, and another foul called, and Quakers' Jason Polikoff thought that Blake Bonin had pretty good position underneath to take the charge. Blake will pick up his first. 17-14, 16:07 remaining here in the opening half of play as Duncan will inbound. 25 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Here's Lucas. He can pull it up from just about anywhere. Duncan, shot fake, drives baseline, feeds inside, layup good. Ashton, good hands by the big man. Ashton is first two. And the Quakers down by 5. That is Barnes out of Muncie Central at the point. Dalabo on the drive as he will feed in the corner to Barnes. Three-point shot, no good. Rebound tipped. And Dalabo hustles after that one. Quakers get a fresh 30. We will see Elijah come back in for the Quakers. Hutchison trying to post up underneath. That is Stallings. Entry pass Hutchinson. Good defense inside, but not good enough to stop Hutch. Misses the shot, goes out of bounds, last touched by the Ravens. Well, they had Hutch underneath, but he did a nice job pinning his man behind him once he changed the lane. Elijah will come back in. Also coming back in for the Quakers, Cheney Zolman. Zolman averaging 11.4 points per game. Wilson Thomas, nice crossover. Feeds inside to Blake. The kick out and a travel. Second turnover by the Quakers. Now both teams playing really fast here in the first half of play. 15:09 to go. Here's Lucas. In the ball game, Malik LaFoon. The spin, the left hand, nice body control by Hartman. And Hartman off to a great start. 7-point lead for the Ravens. They're going to be tough to stop today. You're really going to have to play well defensively to slow this team down. Dalabo will give it back now to Elijah. Feeds inside, turnover number 3. Here's Lucas. And tipped out of his hands. In fact, Lucas may have just lost it himself. Turnover for the Ravens. Owen Handy in his 6th season for the Ravens, and the Quakers this time will get the timeout. We will take a break as well on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers trail it by 7.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
Well, we go back to last year and the Ravens, the way they shot against the Quakers in those 2 games. In fact, there were a lot of games you go back to a year ago, how well opposing teams shot, but last year Ravens really shot well as Elijah unable to save that one from going out of bounds. Quakers pick up their 4th turnover. Ravens shot 54% in that first game, 56% in the second game last year. Quakers will look to trap Lucas in the backcourt. LaFoon will drive and turn it over. Ravens for the second time. Malik LaFoon is out of Bloomington North High School. Here is Isaiah Ware coming in for the Quakers out of Crispus Attucks. Quakers will also bring in Tariq El-Dasugi out of Brebeuf High School. And we're coming up on the 14-minute mark. Wilson Thomas. Darrell way outside will find Ware. 18 on the shot clock. Driving is Hutch, and offensive foul on Hutchison as he went over the top of Lucas. 5th turnover for the Quakers. Hutch will pick up his first foul. That is LaFoon now dribbling away from the double team, and they'll get El-Dasugi. You know, they've really stretched the idea of not allowing players to get any hands on any arm bars, anything. And El-Dasugi will pick up the foul. That is El-Dasugi's first. You commit that foul in the open court, they're going to get you. Mike Peters, 6'2 juniors. That ball out of bounds, nearly stolen away by Wilson Thomas. 13:39 remaining here in the first half. Quakers down by 7. The pace of this one really quick early, kind of slowed down now. Here's Lucas. Lucas will feed it now to Wes Davidson, who's checked into the ball game. That'll be shot clock violation, 3rd turnover. By the way, Wes Davidson, a 6'5 junior out of France, has come into the lineup now for the Ravens. We've gone international. Ravens 3 turnovers, the Quakers with 5. Isaiah Ware. He'll pull up off the glass. Good. Isaiah coming off the bench with his first 2 points, averaging 3.8. Entry pass, shot off the glass, missed by Maurice Knight. Lob pass intended for Hutchison. He cannot save that one from going out of bounds. Turnover number 6 down the Quakers. Isaiah Ware thought he got hit on the arm on the pass, and that's why the pass was so far ahead of Darrell Hutchison. That is LaFoon. Away from, in fact, he might have been over and back right there. No whistle. Here is Lucas. Lucas will kick it back outside. 3-point attempt. Rims in and out by Peters. And the offense, or should say the rebound by El Dasugi. Here come the Quakers. Hutchison driving, and they got him again. So Hutch just picked up his second foul. He'll have to come out of the ball game. Stallings is in. We will see Stanley Duncan come back in, the 6'5 junior out of Evansville Harrison High School. Now Darrell leaving the ball game with 2 points. He's just averaging 10.8. That's about 5 points under his average. Blake Bonin has come back in for the Quakers as well. Isaiah Ware will sit down. 12:35 remaining here in the opening half. Anderson basketball again in the half court. That is Peterson. Peters will give it up now to Duncan. And a double dribble. Good defense for the Quakers. Hartman with his fourth turnover. Quakers chance here to close the gap, down by 5. Isaiah Ware take that back. That is Elijah Wilson Thomas. We've got a hand check foul against LaFoon. Malik LaFoon is averaging 8 points per game, picks up his first foul. Just the second foul now on the Ravens. Bonin will inbound. This will be Stallings out front. Stallings guarded by Duncan. Here's Wilson Thomas. Driving, looking behind, turns it over. 8th turnover. Here's LaFoon. Nice feed to Duncan, easy layup. Transition defense not good there for the Quakers. Duncan now with 4. And the Quakers down by 7. Wilson Thomas, 3-pointers on the way, and it is good again. Wilson Thomas, his third 3-pointer. And when he is on, and now the Quakers trail it by 4. As we come up on the 11-minute mark, LaFoon driving against El Dasugi. Feeds inside, Davidson no. Short on the right-hand hook by the gentleman from France. Here is Elijah again, another 3. And just like that, it is a 1-point lead. Elijah with 12 and a foul called against Wilson Thomas. As Elijah picks up his first, he will come out of the lineup, present his second. That will be number 2, on Elijah. Barnes back in. Elijah will leave with 12 points. Back in the lineup now for the Ravens, Brady Ashton. There's only, 2 players on this Anderson team that are not from the state of Indiana. LaFoon down the lane, and they're going to say Stallings got a piece of the arm. So that will send Malik LaFoon to the line. A 2-shot foul. LaFoon out again. Bloomington North High School will get his first points. Back to a 2-point lead. Make it stay to 2 as the second free throw is missed. El Dasugi. Now there'll be Stallings on the left wing. Bonin out front, took a peek. Now the backdoor cut, layup good. Nice play to Stallings. Tell this team has played a lot together. The drive and the miss by LaFoon might have been blocked by El Dasugi. Here's Bonin in the corner to Stallings. He'll bypass the jumper, drives, no. Rebound Duncan. Coming up on the 10-minute mark, halfway through the first half. We are tied at 24. Here's Duncan. Ravens will need to get him going. Nice spin with the left hand. No. Hartman unable to come up with the bucket there, and the Quakers have a chance now to take the lead. Here's Stallings. Lob pass El Dasugi. 14 on the shot clock. Blake will now put it on the floor. Back to El Dasugi. Drives, feeds in the corner to Barnes. His three no good. And the rebound, Hartman. So now we'll see the Ravens can take the lead. Duncan so far averaging 25. He's going to fire and miss. That one rims in and out. Here's Stallings. Nice European step right there, and the shot's missed. The ball goes out of bounds. We may have a foul call against the Ravens. Looks like Brady Ashton picks up the foul. Ashton picks up his first. Team foul number 3. LaFoon comes out and Trevor Lucas back in. Now for Anderson. 9:15 to go, opening half. Tied at 24. Quakers inbound with 23 on the shot clock. Ware is checked back in. Dangerous pass. Stolen away by Duncan. And Duncan will take it himself and lay it in. Quakers now with 9 turnovers. And the Ravens lead it by 2. Here's Ware. Also back in the ball game. Dalaboa. That's Dalaboa with the basketball against Duncan. And boy, zip pass inside intended for Zalman. Goes right between his hands and out of bounds. Might have been a little bit too hard. That time you're so close. Might want a little more touch on that pass, as now the Ravens chance to build on a 2-point lead. Lucas drives, offensive foul, and they're going to get Lucas. Lucas picks up his first. 5th turnover now by the Ravens. That is Isaiah Ware across the 10-second line. Zolman. Boy, Zolman may have gotten away with an offensive foul as Barnes will drive. Wildly throws up the shot and missed it. He thought he got fouled. Here's Lucas. Lucas, nice drive by the senior down the lane and good. 7 now by Lucas. And the Quakers trail it by 4. This time Duncan went on down on the floor, and now we've got a warning, or do we have a technical? I think it's going to be a warning against Ravens coach Owen Handy. He was getting a little too vocal. He saw on the last possession one of his players go down. This time Duncan went down in the lane. Thought he got bumped a little bit too hard, so he's right now getting on the officials for not protecting a couple of his players. 16 on the shot clock. That is Isaiah Ware against Lucas. Dalaboa for 3. No. Boy, we've had a couple of those rim in and out. Here come the Ravens once again. Here's Duncan. Duncan, nice crossover to the left hand, forces up the shot between the double team, and they're going to call an offensive foul. And Owen Handy is beside himself. Duncan just picked up his second, 6th turnover for the Ravens. Duncan will come out of the lineup. Checking in will be Mike Peters once again. Quakers will come back with Kenneth Stallings. Yeah, that, like they say, that's why you play some at home and some on the road. 7:42 to go. Offensive foul, Dalaboa. Might have been a makeup call right there. I didn't think Dalaboa hit him all that hard going through. No argument from head coach Jason Polikoff. Quakers down with 11 turnovers. That's Lucas. Boy, bouncing away from it is Hartman, then kind of sizes up the defender, and they're going to get him for an offensive foul. And Owen Handy this time just kind of sits down in anger. Oh. Hartman with his first, 8th turnover now for the Ravens. Hutchison back in. Dalaboa steps out for the Quakers. 7:23 to go. I thought I saw a lot of offensive fouls last night in the Richmond High School game. I've seen a ton of them here today. Stallings, nice crossover twice. Feeds inside to Hutch. Basket good. Great pass from Stallings to Hutchison. Great atmosphere here tonight as the Quakers trail it by 2. Duncan trying to find an opening against Stallings. Well, they got so many weapons. Speaking of the Ravens offensively. Here's Lucas, 10 on the shot clock, driving and can't get the roll. And Lucas able to get the offensive rebound and then a steal. Jason Slane is checked in for the Quakers. Here is Isaiah Ware. Can't get it to fall. Lucas with a rebound. 6:23 in the half. Peters, and a little up and under with the left hand. No. Offensive rebound, and they're going to get Slane, I believe, on the rebound against Peters. It will be Slane. Cheney Zolman checking back in for the Quakers. Malik Laffoon will check in for the Ravens. Also coming into the lineup will be Wes Davidson once again. Slane only got maybe a minute or a minute and a half, and he is out of the lineup. 6:17 remaining before halftime. By the way, they may be right. There's a three-pointer from the left wing. Duncan, his first 3. Quakers trail it by 5. Hutchison, 16 feet. No. Long rebound, Barnes. Quakers get a fresh 30. Barnes will get fouled, and that'll go against Laffoon. So Malik will pick up his second, and that will put Barnes at the line. Barnes out of Muncie Central High School, in for 2 shots. 5:47 remaining. He's way short. Barnes got a late start in the college basketball season. He was a wide receiver on the football team. Mentioned Zolman checking in for the Quakers. Second free throw now by Barnes. Short on both. Corey Krieger with the rebound. Penn High School. Here is Duncan. That one way off the mark. And it's going to go out of bounds. Last touched by the Ravens. It'll be Quaker basketball. We'll see Hutchison come back in as Kenneth Stallings will go to the bench. El Dasugi now in the backcourt along with Blake Bonin. Barnes takes the handoff. Zolman will work down low along with Blake Bonin. Here is Hutchison at the top. Davidson on the guard there. Blake with the basketball, feeds inside. Nice pass to Zolman. Back out to Hutch. Short jumper. He had to get it from 16. It went 15. Krieger with the basketball on the right wing. Anderson, nothing there. They'll come back and reset it again. And that foul's going to go against the Quakers. They will get Barnes on the foul. Elijah Wilson-Thomas will come back in. They brought Elijah out. He had the 2 fouls. They had to set him down. Here is Krieger at the line. Everything will be 2 shots, double bonus. And that free throw's missed. Maurice Knight out of Frankton coming back in for the Ravens. Also checking back in will be Cole Hartman. Hartman, the 6'6 junior out of DeKalb High School. Second free throw is good. So Krieger gets on the board. Ravens now lead it by 6. And we're into the 5-minute mark. Hutchison off to El Dasugi. El Dasugi off the wing, back again to Wilson-Thomas. Stops, feeds inside, intended for Zolman, off his hands and out of bounds. Quakers' 13th turnover. Stallings is in. Wilson-Thomas will sit down. They'll make sure he doesn't pick up his 3rd. Hutchison will sit down as well. He has 2. The Quakers playing some offense-defense here in the first half, making sure that those 2 do not pick up their 3rd fouls. Ravens basketball, good look here at Krieger. Knight with the basketball, entry pass, turning Davidson, feeds in the corner to Krieger for 3, no. Long rebound, Zolman finds Stallings, and Stallings will dunk it at the other end. They may have called a technical on Stallings for hanging on the rim, and they did. Wow. That's a tough call against Kenneth Stallings. Boy, the way they let players these days dunk, I find that a little bit surprising. Free throw good as Krieger at the line. And I kind of look at that and I think that Stallings wasn't showing anybody up or anything. It was just a dunk, and say nowadays better to protect yourself than to take a nasty fall. 4:15 remaining in the first half. Quakers still down by 5, and here's Krieger at the line. Well, they've done so much with not allowing a hand check and an arm bar, and you can't underneath them. It's just, we've made the game of basketball a little bit too soft. Let them bang around a little bit. So, and by the way, Stallings didn't hang on the rim for very long, even if he did. And they're going to get Barnes. My problem is nowadays in basketball, you barely touch anybody and you get a foul. It's not basketball. So now we're going to go back to the free throw line. Fans don't come to the games to watch free throw shooting contests. Here's Peters. Well, at least let him play a little bit. Free throw is good. 35-28. And it's not an easy job. I'm not saying officiating is easy, but I think college and high school have kind of tried to clean it up way too much. Second free throw is no good. El Dasugi with a rebound. And the Quakers trail it by 7. El Dasugi. Elijah Wilson-Thomas with the basketball. Hutch posting up down low. Bonin on the drive, stops, feeds it back out to Wilson-Thomas. The drive, and that'll be a hand check foul against Peters. So Elijah at the line. 12 points. All on threes by Wilson-Thomas here in the first half, and he hits the free throw. He is, again, one of the better free throw shooters in the country. Dalabo will come back in. Hutch will sit down again with those 2 fouls. Quakers doing a very good job managing their fouls with Wilson Thomas, Hutchison. Of course, now Barnes has 2. And we'll see Elijah come out as well. And the lead has been cut to 5. 3:51 to go. Now, one player who's not gotten off yet is Stanley Duncan, coming off a 40-point performance in his last contest. Here's Peters. 17 on the shot clock. Peters, a little floater in the lane, short. There's Cheney Zolman with a rebound. Zolman has become a much better rebounder in his junior season. He's added a little bit of bulk as well at 6'6". Dalaboa hands off down to Stallings. Stallings against Peters. Here is the baseline shot, way short, though. Got to get your legs underneath you, Cheney. Left that one short. And it'll be Anderson basketball. Krieger picks up his dribble back to Peters. That was Knight cutting across the lane. Now it'll be Hartman. Here's Davidson. Davidson, right hand, no. Ball loose, and what do we have? A foul, I believe, against Mike Peters. Peters just picked up his second. And we will walk to the other end, and that should be the 10th team foul, and it is on the Ravens. So El Dasugi will get 2 shots. 2:56 remaining. Quakers back to within 4. Change again for the Ravens. Peters has come out of the lineup. El Dasugi now 2 for 2, and coming in will be Ronnie Williams out of Liberty Christian High School in Anderson. Played also at Anderson High School early in his career. Hartman cutting down the lane, and they will get Stallings. So now Stallings has 2. Wilson Thomas has 2. Hutch has 2, and Barnes with 2. Ronnie Williams, a part of that Liberty Christian team that won a state championship, I believe, in his junior year. Hartman 3 of 3 from the line, back to a 4-point lead. Liberty Christian kind of loaded up on the former Anderson players. 37-32. They became quite a force in single-A basketball in the state of Indiana. 2.5 to go. 5-point lead. Dalaboa. Bonin will find Dalaboa. That led him too far. Now the Quakers are going to have to stop turning the ball over. That's now 14. Elijah comes out. El Dasugi back in. Hutch will come out. And we'll see Jason Slane, the 6'4 freshman out of Fishers, now check into the lineup. 2:27 remaining in the first half. That's Williams. Krieger driving with the left hand, stops, bounces the baseline to Hartman. Back outside, here is Krieger, and he got the 3. Krieger with his first basket. Quakers down by 8, and we have a foul called against Hartman. Now we're going to take that back. Now they have 0 on the board. So that is, again, a 2-shot foul. The problem is that we don't have Trevor Lucas on the floor. So they call it on 20. Free throw good by Cheney Zolman. Well, they are going to go straighten that out on the bench, too, as they said 0 on the board, which it can't be because Trevor Lucas is not in the lineup. So, again, we'll assume that's going to be on Cole Hartman. So Hartman picked up his second. Hartman will come out of the lineup as Brady Ashton comes back in, the 6'6 junior out of Frankton. Zolman with his second free throw. And the Quakers trail it by 6. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Blake Bonin will pick up the foul. And boy, you can hear one of the fans downstairs. Again, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about at least 20 fouls in this first half. Williams will go to the line. Williams averaging 5.3 points per game. Hutch is back in. Elijah coming back in as well as the Quakers continue to play offense-defense with Wilson, Thomas, and Hutchison. Williams, his second free throw is good. It'll be a good one by the time he's a senior. And the Quakers trail it by 8. That's Hutch. Makes his move against Davidson. Hutch stops, off the glass, no. Gets the offensive rebound, and it was El Dasugi on the baseline. He, along with Hutch, were working after the loose basketball. Turnover Quakers, that'll be number 15. And the same pattern will continue with Elijah and Darrell coming out of the lineup. Slane coming back in for the Quakers. El Dasugi will check in with a minute 40. Here's Williams. Williams, nice crossover, drives, feeds it back outside, and good ball movement around the perimeter. Here's Ashton. Knight on the drive, no on the shot, and the rebound Barnes. Isaiah Ware. Still a minute 19 remaining. El Dasugi. Barnes stops, thought about the three against Williams. Barnes, pull-up shot, good. They probably knew each other before. Out of the North Central Conference at one point. Barnes with his first 2. And it's back to a 6-point ball game. 59 seconds remaining. Krieger gets trapped. Be careful. Slane reached in. Well, you don't need to reach in right there. They were starting to panic a little bit on offense. In fact, you looked at the way they had things set up. There was nothing going to happen there with Wes Davidson that far away from the basket. Slane will pick up his second. By the way, Wes Davidson is out of France, but he played his high school basketball at Fort Wayne Blackhawk. And the free throw's missed. He is a 6'5 junior. Here is Wilson Thomas back in. He hit his first 4 3-pointers. He's been kind of quiet since. Hutchison, 4 points, but again, both playing with those 2 fouls. Here's Davidson for number 2. The Quakers basketball, there's still about a 21-second difference, so the Ravens will get it back one more time. Hutchison driving toward the basket. The ball went all the way over to Jason Polikoff. Quakers now with 16 turnovers. Now we'll see John Sakaleros come in, the 6'5 sophomore out of Crown Point. Wilson Thomas coming out. Thomas Sanborn, also out of Crown Point, is checked in. Quakers tried to get a little more size on the floor. In fact, really only one guard on the floor, and that is Isaiah Ware. 18 on the shot clock. The drive, off the glass, good. Tough shot by Krieger. Krieger now with 8. Ware in the lane, little floater missed. Battle for the basketball, and the rebound goes out of bounds. They'll say that El Dasugi touched it last, and Earlham may have been a little bit quick on the shot. There's still 14.7 remaining. Here comes Lucas, your best offensive unit, coming in now for the Ravens as Hartman checks in, Duncan back in, and Peters is back in. So they're going to try to get one more good look here before the end of the first half. Lucas, and there's a foul on El Dasugi. Well, that's going to do it right there. You don't need to set up a play. Well, Dasugi just picked up his second. Now all Duncan has to do is make the free throws, and you had a successful close to the first half. Ravens will come back with 4. Halftime, we'll check out, as always, your first half numbers. You can follow along on GoEarlham.com for all the live stats and much, much more in Earlham College athletics. Elijah back in as Sanborn will sit down. Duncan hits both, and he'll come out. He, by the way, has 2 fouls. It's now a 10-point lead, 8.7, and I think the Quakers are going to call a timeout right here, try to set something up for the final play of the first half on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers trail this one by 10. Back here at the Athletics and Wellness Center, today's game being brought to you in part by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors, only $3.50. Every Tuesday, the oven-roasted chicken, Thursday, the Italian BMT, and Sunday, the meatball marinara. Treat yourself at Subway, 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. Quakers will potentially get the final shot. What will they set up here? Wilson Thomas, step back, 3-pointer on the way, good! Well, they designed it just right to get it in the hands of one of the better shooters in the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, and we have made it to halftime. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Anderson 46, Earlham 39. This is Earlham Men's Basketball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto in business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians, and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf, and I approve this message.
Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, Craft Made, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond.
We check them better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory-trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back them better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
At the Reed Orthopedic Center, our physicians and support team devote themselves to helping you return to a healthy and active lifestyle. Our expertise includes shoulder, elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, hip, hip and knee injuries, as well as pain management and rehabilitation, and school athletic training programs and sports medicine. We are committed to providing you with the best possible orthopedic treatment that we can. To request an appointment at the Reed Orthopedic Center, call 765-935-8905.
The Purdue Polytechnic Institute in Richmond is part of a statewide network that offers the same technology degrees available in West Lafayette. The benefit of earning your degree at the Richmond location is that the campus is small enough to provide you with dedicated one-to-one attention while you earn your degree from Purdue University. Purdue Polytechnic of Richmond. Give them a call at 973-8228 or go to their website for more information at polytechnic.purdue.edu.
Greatest thing ever happened for Oscar Robertson. You learn to compete.
Basketball in Indiana has a special legacy. It starts with the coaches, develops with the fans, and ends with an amazing community support.
I think one of these days when you're done and you're retired and you kind of shelve that piece of your life, you can look back and be like, wow, that's really incredible.
To play in a state tournament, to be able to play in college, to be able to coach high school girls, and then to be able to see my son coach, basketball has been my life.
Any opportunity I got to play basketball, I played it. You know, that's what I wanted to do. That's what I love doing, and still today I love the game.
And every time Dad put me in, I think as a freshman, sophomore, there was booing. And then the exciting turnaround when I was a junior and senior, every time he took me out, he got booed. So those were fun times.
Basketball got me an education. Got me to be a worldly person as far as reading articles. Got me to be artistic and understand the cultures of the world, the ballet, the opera. It just opened up your whole mind and thoughts about things other than what you can reach out and touch.
Because I never dreamed of going to college, and basketball gave me the opportunity to not only go to college but play professional ball, and I've been around it my whole life. I'm 58 now, and I've been involved for a lot of years.
Where else can you walk around? I'm a 65-year-old man, and people say, George, oh, I remember you in '69 with your high school state championship team. I saw you at Butler. I mean, it's incredible. This is the only place here in Indiana that happens.
We are back here at the Athletics and Wellness Center on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. We're at halftime. Anderson on top of Earlham, 46-39. Let's go ahead and start with Anderson. Your first half numbers, they were 14 of 29, good enough for 48%. 5 of 10 from three-point range, 13 of 18 from the line. They finished with 15 rebounds, 7 assists, 7 turnovers, and 3 steals. They were led in scoring by Cole Hartman with 14, Stanley Duncan with 11, 8 points by Corey Krieger, 7 by Trevor Lucas, and then 2 points by Ashton, a single point by Peters, 2 by Ronnie Williams, and Malik Laffoon with a single point in the first half. Numbers are really almost identical when you look at there's going to be one glaring difference when we'll tell you what it is in a moment. Quakers were 13 of 27, good enough for 48%, 5 of 10 from three-point range, 50%. They were 8 of 10 from the line, 17 rebounds. They finished with 5 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, but here's the number, 16 turnovers by the Quakers in the first half. Quakers were led in scoring by Elijah Wilson-Thomas. He was 5 of 5 from the floor. All of those three-point baskets, 2 of 2 from the line, good enough for 17 points. Kenneth Stallings finished with 6. Cheney Zolman with 4. Blake Bonin with 2. Daryl Hutchison with 4. Of course, he along with Elijah playing with those 2 fouls for the majority of that first half. Isaiah Ware finished with 2, Jamel Barnes with 2, Tariq El-Dasugi with 2 points in the first half of play. That is where we stand. The Quakers down 46-39. Your second half is coming up in a few moments. When we return, we'll check out the sports scoreboard coming up next right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
As an internet service provider, Parallax Systems offers reliable residential high-speed internet service and business service. With a fiber backbone reaching over 150 miles, we have created a multifaceted delivery system. Our dark fiber leasing has proved beneficial to public and private sectors alike. Parallax serves Wayne County and surrounding areas. Parallax Systems, when speed matters, a division of Richmond Power and Light.
New Vision Sports is a training program that focuses on the training and improvement of this serious-minded athlete, including all ages and skill levels. From creating customized workout plans to providing ongoing motivation and support, New Vision strives to help you achieve your training goals. Their trainers use a variety of effective workout plans based on your specific goals. New Vision Sports, 977-5831, or go to their website, newvisionsports.com. That's New Vision Sports with a Z. Mancino's is family-friendly, serving fresh grinders, pizza, pasta, and salads daily. They serve great food priced for family budgets. And whether it's one of their homemade grinders, salads, or pizza, there's sure to be something for everyone in your family. Our baking process may cost a little more and take more time, but the end result of freshness and flavor make the real difference in all of Mancino's award-winning products. Mancino's of Richmond. Give them a call at 966-1161 or go to their website, mancinosofrichmond.com. Little Sheba's Restaurant and Zini's Place. Come join us in Richmond at 175 Fort Wayne Avenue or at our newest location in Centerville at 129 East Main Street. Grab one of our gourmet pizzas, a deluxe sandwich, steak or fresh salad, and an ice-cold beer or your favorite wine. Featuring live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, plus more in our smoke-free environment. 10% discount with a valid student ID. It's better than being home. Finding a used car dealership you can trust is not an easy thing to do, but for me, the choice was an easy one. I went to Tony's Car Sales in Richmond. I purchased my last 2 cars from Tony's and couldn't be happier with the service. They didn't pressure me, and they worked with me through the entire process. If you're in the market for a great used vehicle, get to Tony's Car Sales in Richmond, 250 National Road West, or give them a call at 962-5665, or go to their website, tonyscarsales.com.
We're back at the Athletics and Wellness Center. While we have a moment, let's get you updated on the sports scoreboard this afternoon. Start first off with men's college basketball. Number 1, Duke beating South Dakota in the first half, 52-30. Also in the first half, number 7, Kentucky leading Harvard 39-33. 8th-rated Wichita State, they went to number 16, Baylor, picked up a win there, 69-62. In the crosstown shootout, number 21, Xavier, they upset number 11, Cincinnati, 89-76. And number 18, Virginia, a winner over Lehigh, 75-54. Women's college basketball, it was number 15, Maryland, defeating Akron, 75-54. 17th rated South Florida was a winner over George Washington, 83-78. Also number 22, Michigan downed Long Island University Brooklyn, 86-49, and it was Green Bay upsetting number 23 Marquette, 63-55. I'm going to check out the Big Ten because I know Indiana in men's basketball playing this afternoon. Let's see if we can get you an update on that score real quick as Michigan beats Indiana, that final 69-55. Quick check of college football today. It is Championship Saturday, a wild one between Central Florida and Memphis. Central Florida wins that one in double overtime, 62-55. Number 3, Oklahoma wins the Big 12 championship. They're pretty much guaranteed a spot in the Final Four as they beat number 11 TCU 41-17. They are now underway in the SEC championship. Number 2 Auburn and number 6 Georgia, they are scoreless. Later today in the Mountain West Championship, Fresno State plays Boise State. The ACC Championship, number 7 Miami of Florida against number 1 Clemson. And in the Big Ten Championship at Lucas Oil Stadium, 8 o'clock tip-off time, it's Ohio State up against Wisconsin. One final in the NBA today, the Boston Celtics beat Phoenix 116-111. And one final in the NHL, Boston shuts out Philadelphia by a final of 3-0. Halftime here. We're ready for the second half. It's the Ravens on top of the Quakers, 46-39. This is Earlham men's basketball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Summit Computer Systems is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware service, support, design services, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and more. Summit Computers, 1427 Chester Boulevard in Richmond. Give them a call at 939-2120.
At Square Donuts, we take our donuts seriously, and apparently so do our customers. Square Donuts is by far the #1 donut shop in Richmond. At Square Donuts, we bake our donuts, cinnamon rolls, long johns, and many other varieties fresh daily. Donuts became our family tradition and business in 1967, and we've continued through 3 generations. Square Donuts in Richmond has 2 locations, including 1241 Northwest 5th Street and 3637 East Main in the Hoppy Jeweler Plaza. Square Donuts of Richmond. We never cut corners and never will.
For over a century, Richmond Power & Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, they are advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. Richmond Power & Light provides reliable, low-cost energy and technology services in a customer-focused, environmentally responsible, safety-conscious manner. Richmond Power & Light. Together we make powerful partners. For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. In a small town, a company like theirs cannot stay in business for as long as they have without being very good at what they do. It's not just about quality work, it's about customer service. If that's the kind of experience you want on your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Call Reynolds Plumbing today at 966-0994.
We are ready for the second half back here at the Athletics and Wellness Center on the campus of Earlham College. And by the way, the Quakers, after today, they will be on the road at Bluffton, at Manchester, at Mount St. Joe. They won't be back here until a non-conference game against Center on December the 18th. So both the men and the women will be gone for a while after their next home contest. It'll be Anderson basketball. Looks like starters for both squads out on the floor to begin the second half of play. Again, you can follow along live stats on GoEarlham.com. Mitch Blancaspor is down to his final half of being the SID here at Earlham College, and Blake Bonin will pick up the quick foul. He's got 3. That took 6 seconds. There were a total, I'm going to check this, there were a total of 27 fouls called in the first half. Isaiah Ware will come in, Blake will sit down. 27 fouls. I'm assuming that we could look back at the tape and probably the majority of them were, but boy, they weren't letting him play a whole lot. In the corner, Lucas got it. That guy can play. He has 10. And he's one of those guys who can just simply take off on you. 10-point lead. Quaker basketball, that is Ware. Hutchison will give it up to El Dasugi. So I take that back. El Dasugi gets the start in the second half. Here's Ware, 10 on the shot clock. Drive, stops. He got bumped, misses the shot. And Hutchison able to get the rebound, put back good. Darrell's got that wide body underneath. He's only about 6'3", but he is strong underneath. Hutch now with 6. Duncan in the corner. Good ball movement outside to Lucas. He misses this time. And the rebound by Wilson Thomas. Quakers trail it by 8. Zolman to El Dasugi. Here's Elijah. Well, they won't leave him alone as Lucas will come out, try to get a hand up, and then, boy, that's almost made by Elijah once again. Here is Lucas the other way. Krieger on the drive, and we've got another foul called on El Dasugi, I believe, and that's going to be his 3rd. Quakers will make a change once again. We'll see Dalaboa come in. .21 on the shot clock. The drive, basket good. That is, once again, Hartman, 16. They have some offensive weapons, no doubt about that. Dalaboa driving stops. Shot is good. Dalaboa gets on the board. He has his first two. Quakers back to within 8. Well, Anderson has got enough. They're going to compete again for a top spot in the HCAC just because of that offense. There's a nice drive, and do they call the foul out front? And they're going to count the basket. Wow. That's a tough break for the Quakers right there as they're going to count the basket. Hartman will get a chance to complete the NBA three-point play. Foul's going to be called against Dalaboa, his second. And Earlham finds themselves down in this one by 11. Dalaboa at the elbow. Here's Elijah. They got to get him going again. Peters gets the assignment to guard him, and there's a deflection out of bounds. Last touched by Ashton. Well, you had Wilson Thomas hit his first 4 3-pointers, 17 at the half. He's going to need another nice run like this here in the second half. Get the Quakers back in this one. 12 on the shot clock. Here's Ware. Dalaboa. Now with the left hand. Shoves off, got away with it. Can't get the roll. Dalaboa should say a transfer out of Wittenberg. Here's Lucas. Here's another guy that, talk about Stanley Duncan, that the Ravens are hoping to get him rolling. 11 at halftime, and we have what? They're going to call that foul on Trevor Lucas. That's going to be an offensive foul, a turnover, or a possession lost. So Lucas will sit down. They're going to say that actually that's his third. And here's Mike Peters back in, the junior out of Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, played at Valley Christian High School. And it'll be Quaker basketball. Here's Ware. Hutchison off now to Elijah. Dalaboa looking inside, fakes the pass, drives, and a foul called. And that will go against Stanley Duncan, and he's just picked up his third. So now you take Peters out of the equation, take that back. You take Lucas out of the equation. You take Duncan out of the equation. And you're talking about 40, almost 44 points per game sitting down on the bench. LaFoon will come back in. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Ware inbounding to Darrell. Drives, misses short. And Darrell touched it on the end line. And be careful, Darrell. You don't want to get yourself a technical as he kind of threw that hard back to the official. Quakers with a turnover. 17 turnovers now by the Quakers. Well, let's see how the offense responds now for the Ravens without their two leading scorers. Krieger will find Hartman driving and missing, and Hartman able to come away with it. And then he drives again, offensive foul as Cheney Zolman will draw the foul, and they'll call that against Hartman. And we might have a technical now on Owen Handy. Well, let's wait and see here. This also might be on number 40, Brady Ashton. Earlham could really benefit right here. Someone got a technical. I thought they said it was number 40, Brady Ashton, but I looked over at Owen Handy, the head coach for the Ravens, and he was pretty upset with a couple of calls in that first half. Elijah will go to the line. Free throws on the way and good. Well, as my grandma used to say, good help's hard to find sometimes. Second free throw by Elijah. Misses that one. That's a rare miss. It'll be Quaker basketball, but they'll have to bring it full court here. Owen Handy still pleading his case. You can see him right there. He's near the scorer's table. Now has made his way back down the bench. And I know sometimes coaches get a little frustrated with the officials and probably vice versa. But I think the foul was called. The technical was on Brady Ashton, and it was. So he picked up his second personal. Quaker basketball trailing it by 10. We're at 16 and change here in the second half. Ware on the roll. Here is Darrell scoring, and he'll be fouled. Foul's going to be called on Mike Peters, his third. For Darrell, 8 points. And a chance to go to the line for the three-point play, and the Quakers can pull to within 7. This is where Earlham needs to make that move, simply for the fact that the Ravens have their 2 leading scorers sitting on the bench, and Trevor Lucas and Stanley Duncan. Williams will come back in. Here is Peters. Stops in the lane and traveled with it. 9 turnovers. Now by the Ravens, and here is Williams. We'd mentioned Williams checking into the lineup, the freshman out of Anderson, Indiana. And the Quakers with the basketball. Wilson Thomas, Hutch at the top. The cross, the hand to Isaiah Ware. The kick out, the three-pointer, no good. Tipped up, and Elijah goes down off the miss from Cheney Zolman. And the foul's going to be called against Malik. Is that going to be Malik? Yep, that's LaFoon, number 30. He's going to get called for the foul. So LaFoon picks up his third. He has 3. Lucas has 3. Duncan has 3. Peters has 3. And Hartman have 3. Elijah at the line for 2. Owen Handy again is complaining. He thought it was not on the tip, giving Elijah Wilson Thomas 2 free throws. He thought it was down lower. Owen trying to get any advantage he can as he's holding on at 54-48 here with 15:39 to go. Second free throw by Elijah is on the way and good. Quakers back to within 5. Williams missed the layup. A rebound Zolman. Here come the Quakers. Dalaboa will now give it up to Wilson Thomas. And they're going to get Elijah the offensive foul as he extended that forearm against Williams. Third foul on Wilson Thomas. Quakers turn it over for the second time, and here comes your offensive lineup. Peters is in. Lucas back in. Stanley Duncan is in. So they bought some time, and it's 15-20. We got a lot of basketball to be played right here. Some time bought by head coach Owen Handy. Good look at Peters. They're trying to free Lucas in that right sideline, and the Ravens throw it away again. Their offense, at least the half court, is a little bit out of sync. That was LaFoon who was trying to work off that left side with Lucas coming off the low screen. He just simply threw it too far out of his reach. See if the Quakers can take advantage right here. Barnes back in for the Quakers. Starts right, looks left. Here's Zolman on the drive, feeds down to Hutch, and he's going to get fouled. And Mike Peters unable to handle Hutchison down low. Quakers read it, and so Hutch will go back to the line for two. That was a mismatch, the way that Peters is going to be able to guard Daryl Hutchison. Daryl 1 for 1. He has 9 points. Chance to get into double figures. Last year averaged almost 15 a game. His numbers are down a little bit so far this year, averaging at 10.8. 14:49 remaining. Quakers down by 4. Second free throw. Quakers have been down by double digits, but they're battling back and now make it a one-possession game. Lucas against Barnes. Krieger will find, actually Krieger gets it on the wing. That is Lucas on the drive, and offensive foul they're going to get. Trevor Lucas, his fourth. Another turnover for the Ravens. Owen Handy again, very upset with the officials, and you can hear the Earlham crowd getting on Handy. Owen may get himself thrown out of the ball game. He's not sure what to do with himself. So now the Quakers a chance to tie the ball game. And Owen is asking the one official to come over and talk to him. He wants an explanation, I think, in that last call against Trevor Lucas. We've seen a whole lot of offensive fouls. We've seen a ton of offensive fouls. I don't remember the last time we've had this many offensive fouls in a college basketball game. It's been a long time. Coach Handy all the way to the edge of that coach's box now. Quaker basketball. Hutchison driving baseline. Powers it up and scores. Quakers to within one. .14:05 remaining. Krieger stops at the free throw line. Bouncing inside. Basket is good. LaFoon scores, and he'll be fouled. Another official over talking with Coach Handy. LaFoon at the line. Foul's going to be called on Hutchison. That's his third. Free throw is good. And the Ravens are going to get a timeout right here. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. 14 minutes remaining in this one. Quakers trail it by 4.
Hey, this is Steve, and out at Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
We're back here at the Athletics and Wellness Center. The Quakers and the Ravens battling it out here in the second half. Today's game brought to you in part by Jason Wise, Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. He has an idea for an alternative fundraiser for your school group or nonprofit. If you list, buy, or refer a customer and mention this promotion, he'll donate 10% of what he makes on the transaction to the school group or nonprofit of your choice in your name. Tell your friends, family, and colleagues to mention this offer when listing with Jason Wise at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. Give him a call for more information at 969-3400. Anderson head coach Owen Handy has not been very happy with the officiating here this afternoon. We have 14 minutes remaining. Barnes with the basketball from Ware. And a foul away from the basketball, and I think they ended up getting Isaiah Ware on an illegal screen. Another offensive foul. Quakers now with 19 turnovers. Williams got away with the travel. Skip pass to Duncan. Duncan driving, draws contact, can't get it to go. The rebound, Zolman. Quakers in transition. Ware gets bumped, and the foul will be called against LaFoon. He just picked up his fourth. Anderson is going to have to go to their bench very deep if they keep continuing in this pattern right now, as that is number 4 on LaFoon. He's coming out. Isaiah Ware at the line. 9 team fouls now on the Ravens. This is a 1 bonus in the ball game. Maurice Knight out of Frankton. He is just a freshman. Isaiah, the front end of the 1 bonus. 13:33 to go. And he missed it. Well, the Quakers have missed 4 free throws tonight. Williams, nice crossover. The kick out. The 3 is no good. Knight unable to get it. Here's Ware, little floater himself, no good. And the rebound by Hartman. If I'm Anderson, I'm thinking Hartman here pretty soon. Here's Krieger for 3, good. Krieger hits a big bucket, and the Quakers this time get the timeout. We will take a timeout as well on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers down by 7. This is Earlham Basketball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
Back here at the Athletics and Wellness Center, down by 7. Well, if Anderson holds on, they're able to do so. They've been in a foul trouble, serious foul trouble here in the second half. Duncan has 3, Lucas has 4, Peters has 3, LaFoon has 4, Hartman has 3. Wilson for the Quakers, Wilson Thomas with 3. Blake Bonin has been out for a while. He has 3. Darrell has 3. And El Dasugi also with 3. There are going to be, by the time this is over with, needless to say, a ton of fouls being called. Quaker basketball. After the timeout, Blake is back in. He'll be at the point. Darrell looking to his left. Here is Stallings, who has checked in. Blake will get the screen from Darrell. Darrell will pop, fire, and hit it. Well, Darrell can hit the outside shot. He has proven it right there. Quakers down by 5. Here's Williams. Williams near foul there by Darrell. Be careful as he works against Hartman. Krieger short on the shot. Owen Handy thought he got hit on the arm, no whistle. Here's Stallings, back to Bonin. Blake will drive, and foul call against Williams. And Blake will go to the line for 2. Ronnie Williams, Liberty Christian. Of course, he started his high school career at Anderson, part of the Indians basketball program before transferring. Blake now has 3, and the Quakers are to within 4. 12-11 remaining. It's a one-possession game. By the way, Stanley Duncan has not scored in the second half. He has 11. See if they'll try to set something up for him pretty soon. Krieger. Now to Williams. 10 on the shot clock. Back to Krieger. Cut off on the double team. Feeds it inside to Hartman. Left-hand shot no good. Hartman able to get the offensive rebound and a fresh 30. Wide open is Knight. He can't get the jumper to fall from 3. And the rebound by Barnes. Blake Bonin across the timeline. And Blake, did he throw it away? No, as going out of bounds was Hartman. Quakers will keep the basketball with 23 on the shot clock. .11:31 remaining. Quakers down by 3. Game 1 of the HCAC season. El Dasugi now to Barnes. That is the high screen by Darrell. Barnes stops and hits it. The freshman from Muncie Central ties this game at 60. Krieger with the basketball will find Duncan. Duncan, his three-pointer, that one's good, and that's what they need from their leader, Stanley Duncan. Barnes, in and out. And the rebound by Knight. That was a good look, though. Krieger stops, gives it off now to Duncan. Duncan, a little hesitation. Pull-up shot on the baseline, 2 in a row. And that's exactly what you didn't want to have happen, is let him get a couple of big buckets. Timeout on the floor. We will take a timeout as well on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers trail this one by 5.
At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com.
Back at the Athletics and Wellness Center, Quakers trailed by 5. They had just tied it a couple of moments ago. The Ravens getting 2 big baskets by their leader, Stanley Duncan. And just like that, it's back to a 5-point deficit. Quakers basketball. Here's Wilson Thomas. Double team. Fadeaway jumper on the baseline. Rims in and out. Rebounding foul. They will get Krieger. Seemingly the first on Krieger. And here is Cheney Zolman at the line. Zolman averaging 11.4. So far with 4 points today, and he missed it. Elijah coming out. We'll see Stallings back in. Quakers have played just 5 off their bench. That's probably about their, 6, I should say, about their normal rotation. Cheney now has 5 points. It is a 4-point game coming up on 10 minutes remaining. Here's Duncan. Got away with a travel. El Dasugi on the guard. Krieger wide open. Got it. Boy, you can't leave those guys open. Quakers didn't rotate over quick enough on defense, and now you're down by 7. Here's Stallings on the drive. Offensive foul. So Stallings will pick up his 3rd. That'll be a turnover. The now 20th turnover for the Quakers. Stallings out, Elijah Wilson-Thomas in. Well, any time, I know that for Coach Jason Polikoff, he said that my defender, the player that he was referring to, the defender was moving his feet over. The official said that he thought Stallings had extended his left forearm, and that's why he called the offensive foul. Raven basketball. Here's the drive by Peters. Peters can't get the roll. Rebound El Dasugi. Barnes in the corner to Hutchison. Somebody better go to the basketball right here. That'll be Zolman. 16 on the shot clock. Back to Darrell. Here's Barnes, the screen. The pull-up. Barnes hits it. The freshman from Muncie. Now with 7. And the Quakers down by 5. LaFoon will give it off now to Peters. That is a moving screen. Nope, they're going to say the foul is going to be on Hutchison instead. That'll be his 4th. By the way, Duncan was out for a moment. He'll come back in. They're going to try to save him. So like we saw earlier for the Quakers, a lot of offense-defense changes. Peters coming out. Duncan is back in. Here is Krieger at the line. 14 points for Krieger. This is a 1-and-1. Krieger 3 for 4. Blake Bonin is back in as Barnes will sit down. And it is back to a 6-point lead. The Quakers get a bucket right here, get a stop. Here's a guy you want to get going, Elijah Wilson-Thomas. Off the foot of Dalaboa, and then the drive and a traveling call. Turnover Quakers. That's a big turnover as well. Quakers now with 21 turnovers. Earlham will now pressure the basketball. Here's Duncan. 3-pointer, long range. He didn't catch that one and shoot it well. That was a knuckleball shot by Duncan. Blake Bonin with a basketball stripped away by Duncan. 3-on-1 break the other way. Zolman is there, but there's a travel on Duncan. Never had control of it. Duncan didn't like the call, but that was an obvious travel. Back in for the Quakers, Hutchison. Isaiah Ware also coming back in. Blake will sit down. Also sitting down will be Cheney Zolman. 8:25 to go. Quakers down by 7. Hutchison way outside, guarded there by Hartman. Hutch, nice spin with the left hand, good. He is so good with his footwork around the basket. He's hard to stop, plus he's so strong. 5-point lead. The drive high in the air and a foul called against the Quakers. LaFoon driving strong. Boy, he got up there too, and I think they got Darrell, and that's going to be number 5 on Darrell. Boy, you hate to lose him. Darrell will leave with 17, but he can make such a difference. Everybody off the line now, as this will put LaFoon at the line for 2 shots. 8 minutes remaining. We still have a lot of basketball to be played. This is still a 2-possession game. But you lose one of your better players in Darrell Hutchison, who fouls out with 17 points. And he virtually unstoppable, especially here in the second half. 13 points in the second half alone, and the Quakers now down 72-65. Wilson Thomas at the elbow, guarded by LaFoon. Zolman, turnaround shot on the baseline, good. 7 by Zolman. Quakers not going away just yet. LaFoon on the drive again. He's going to pull up, bank it off the glass. Nice touch by LaFoon. Good-looking player. Quakers back the other way. Here's Isaiah Ware, down by 7. Now the Quakers will need to stop their next time on defense. Get a bucket here, get a stop. Zolman, nice pass, bucket good, and he's fouled. Give the assist to Elijah Wilson-Thomas. Tell you what, if you're not paying attention, Elijah's going to hit you in the head with a basketball, and Cheney even caught that ball in traffic and still able to lay it in. At the line here, Zolman, and he missed the free throw. Davidson the rebound for the Ravens. Now you need a stop. Get that momentum going back your way. Here's Duncan. El Dasugi was looking for help. Wide open. Missing the shot is Krieger, and we have a rebound tie-up between Davidson and Zolman. And the possession arrow will go to the Quakers. Well, there's the stop you needed. 7:02. We're still too early to be concerned about that possession arrow at this point. Quakers have a chance right here to pull to within 2. Zolman, nice move with the left hand, good, and he has gotten so much better offensively. Earlham down by 3. Great move by Zolman. Krieger against Ware. Here's Duncan against El Dasugi. LaFoon in the lane, good. Malik LaFoon, another big bucket. And the Quakers down by 5. Here's a strong drive and a foul called. That'll be Dalaboa going to the line. Dalaboa, the junior transfer we mentioned from Wittenberg. Out of Franklin, Ohio, a 6'5 junior. 6:20 remaining, and the free throw's good. Dalaboa with 3, averaging 6.3 per game. And the Quakers down by 4. Peters back in. Duncan will sit down. Would imagine Duncan again with 3 fouls. I'm a little surprised they take him out right here, unless they're going to make sure he doesn't pick up number 4 and they want to use him down the stretch run, but that is Owen Handy's decision. He's talking with Duncan right now before Duncan goes to the bench. Well, they're going to get, again, Davison on the foul. So for Davidson, that is his first. And Dalaboa with the second. He has 4. And it's a one-possession game. Here's Duncan. Stops, feeds inside. Ball is loose, and it'll be Quaker basketball. Coming away with it for the Quakers on the steal was Jason Slane, and we've got an offensive foul against Wilson Thomas, his 4th. And Elijah will come out. Barnes is back in. Also coming back in, Mike Peters. .551 remaining. Boy, keep an eye on this guy right here. LaFoon has been the difference Wide open underneath. Earlham was trapping, and they forgot to get back. Layup good by Hartman. Big bucket for the Ravens, 78-73. Here's Isaiah Ware. Barnes between the circles. Now puts it on the floor. Back to Ware on the left wing. He'll drive baseline. Double team. Feeds outside. Here is a three on the way. No good by Dalabo, and the rebound by Peters. Well, Dalabo had a pretty good look. Coming up on the 5-minute mark. Boy, falling down is Peters, and then the drive, left-hand bucket, good. And timeout as Hartman hits the shot. Quakers need a timeout. They are down to 1 unofficially. We will take a timeout as well on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers trail this one by 7.
Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
4:58 to go in this one. Quakers had closed the gap, but now a 7-point deficit here in the second half. The lift tonight, boy, you got to think about the way that Malik Laffoon has played. 12 points. He has 11 of those in the second half. Quakers playing without Daryl Hutchison, who fouled out with 17, 13 of his coming in the second half. The other story, Elijah Wilson-Thomas had 17 in the first half, only 3 in the second half, all on free throws. So it'll be Quaker basketball. Here is Isaiah Ware. El Dasugi along with Barnes. Dalabo in the basketball game as well. Here's Zolman, the lob pass inside, and they're going to get Hartman for his 4th. Owen Handy just can't wait for this game to get over with. He's going to have several of his players in foul trouble. Cheney, Zolman, everything will be double bonus from here on out. Both teams now with 10. And the free throw is good. Quakers trail it by 6. 12 points now by Zolman. His offensive game is improved from last year. And the Quakers down by 5. 4:47 remaining. Ball on the floor, turnover, and Barnes comes away with the steal. Laffoon with a turnover. Dalaboa, three-pointer, good! Quakers down by 2. Anderson trying to hold on for a conference road win. Here is a three-pointer, top of the key, no good as Krieger can't get it to fall. Ravens peeling back on defense. Ware drives, left it short in the left-hand layup. Duncan with a rebound. That time, Isaiah got his feet tangled up a little bit going to the basket. Ravens basketball. They're going to go to Hartman. Hartman. And blocked by Zolman, and a jump ball. It'll stay with the Ravens, but they'll lose the possession arrow. That'll be 14 turnovers now by the Ravens, or lost possessions. 3:50 remaining. Hartman got away with a shove off the inbound. Here's Peters, top of the key. Peters stops, right hand, no. Zolman high for the rebound for the Quakers. Chance to tie or take the lead right here. Barnes up now to Isaiah Ware at midcourt. Lob pass, Zolman. Zolman, layup good. Quakers tie it. Zolman has the size inside. 3:15 remaining. Quakers battling back from a double-digit deficit. There's a nice spin move. Basket good by LaFoon. And the Quakers down by 2 as we go back and forth here late in this one. Dalaboa gives it back to Ware. 17 on the shot clock. Backdoor cut. El Dasugi drives and offensive foul. Quakers, another offensive foul as El Dasugi picks up his 4th. No argument from head coach Jason Polikoff. Well, again, the area you look at is the semicircle, not the one inside. In fact, the women don't even use that inside semicircle any longer. Both will use the outside. And you got to get yourself outside to draw that offensive foul. So a big turnover for the Quakers. 82-80. Here's Duncan. Hit a couple of big shots earlier, as that'll be a foul on Barnes, his 3rd. I just talked about a little bit ago when they needed some baskets by Stanley Duncan. He hit 2 in a row, including a 3-pointer. Here's another guy that's been quiet after a hot start, and that is Trevor Lucas, who always has a good game against the Quakers. 2:39 remaining. It's back to a 3-point lead. Second free throw is no good. Zolman with another rebound. And we're down to 2.5. Still a one-possession ball game. Dalaboa. Barnes coming out to receive all the way at midcourt. Here's a Elijah pull-up jumper on the baseline. Good. 22 points now by Wilson Thomas. There's Lucas. He'll give it up now to Krieger. Now it'll be Duncan against El Dasugi. Duncan hesitates, drives, and they'll wave that one off. They'll get El Dasugi. I think that's number 5 on Tariq El Dasugi. He'll leave the ball game with 4. Second Quaker player to foul out. They lost Hutchison earlier. Quakers come back now with Kenneth Stallings. At the line, here is Duncan. 2 for 2 from the line, and he'll make it 3 of 3. Big free throw. 2 minutes to go. Quakers down by 2. We thought this might be a relatively high-scoring affair, and that has been the case. And the Quakers down by 3 once again. Elijah Wilson-Thomas. Stallings around the perimeter to Barnes. Drives in, off-balance shot, good by the freshman from Muncie. Back to 1-point lead. Lucas will find Peters. The drive and the basket good. This young man, LaFoon, having his way with the Quakers here this afternoon. Quaker basketball down by 3, minute 25, and Stallings offensive foul. Anytime that you lower that shoulder, they're going to get you. Jason Polikoff not happy with Stallings. And by the way, that will be Stallings' 5th. 3rd player to foul out for the Quakers. Isaiah Ware will come back in. And Stanley Duncan will be at the line for 2. And by the way, Duncan, a perfect 4-4 from the line. As we said earlier, there have been a ton of fouls called in this one. Five-point lead. We have a timeout. I believe the Quakers may have used their last timeout. We will take a timeout as well on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers trail this one by 5.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
1:23 remaining. Quakers have had 3 players foul out. Stallings the last to do so. He'll finish with 6. El Dasugi with 4. Hutchison with 17. We will see Isaiah Ware check back into the lineup. Quakers, we mentioned, after this one, they'll be back home not until December the 18th against Center. Their next conference home matchup will be January 3rd, so we'll have to wait until the beginning of a new year when they take on Transylvania before we'll see the Quakers back home in conference play. It would be great to get this one here, but now you got some work to do, down by 5. A lot of players, though, playing well. Earlham, you can tell that they made vast improvement from a year ago, but boy, they got to make some inroads in the HCAC in order for people to make it legit. Hand off to Lucas, and fouls either Barnes or Dalaboa, either one. Here's Duncan. They're going to call that foul on Barnes. Well, Duncan's not going to miss many down the stretch. 6-point lead. Barnes has 4. Here pretty soon there won't be anybody left. Quakers have had 3 foul out of this one, as we mentioned a little bit ago, and Barnes, he is 1 away from fouling out as well. Duncan with his second free throw. That one is good. And this time the Ravens will call a timeout on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers trail it by 7.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery. Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023.
Anderson gets a timeout. They are going to make sure they know what they want to do defensively. And probably from the other standpoint is make sure they know who they want to have the basketball in their hands when they get the ball back, and undoubtedly that'll be Stanley Duncan. Quakers got to score quickly here, and that'll be a foul call against Peters. He now has 4. So Elijah will go to the line. This will be another 2-shot foul. Well, wait a minute. I'm going to take that back. Looks like they say Peters I only had him for 4. They've got Peters for 5. So he will foul out with 11. The 4th player to foul out. Krieger coming back in for Anderson. 1:05 remaining. Couple of big free throws right here for Elijah Wilson-Thomas. 5 of 6 from the line. He doesn't miss often. By the way, Real Madrid, who did they tie today? Is that a good thing? No. Second free throw is good. Quakers now trail this one by 6. 1:03 remaining. Quakers with the zone trap. Well, this guy's played well, LaFoon. He's probably been the difference in this one here today, especially in the second half. 12 on the shot clock. Here's Duncan. And a body foul called on Dalaboa. That'll be number 3 on Dalaboa. And Duncan back to the line again. 2 more. By the way, he's not missed. He is 8 of 8 from the line. That'll make it 9 of 9. His numbers will look better than they did a few moments ago because of the free throw shooting. Quakers had pretty much held him in check after his 40-point performance against Calvin. Dalaboa, three-pointer, forced it, can't get it to go. The rebound by Krieger. Ball loose in the corner. Duncan able to pick that one up. Duncan went by 2 defenders, and then he goes hard to the floor. Dalaboa nailed him from behind. Duncan went down. He caught an elbow or hand to the eye. Ravens turn it over for the 8th time in the second half. 26 seconds to go. Quaker basketball. Ware slips, regains his footing, and then scores. And there is a timeout on the floor. This will be called by the Ravens. Ware with 4. This will be a full timeout. We'll take a break as well on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers down by 6.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with comprehensive auto repair services that include car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. You'll be hard-pressed to find the same level of expertise that our auto mechanic specialists provide. For a high-performing vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, call 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
Hey, I want to remind you, check out Inside Earlham men's and women's basketball. We tape those shows every Monday. Get them on by Monday afternoon with head coach Jason Polikoff as well as women's coach Shauna Watson. Coach Watson down in the weather, out in the weather a little bit last week. So she will hopefully be back this week. Now the Quakers down by 6. Quakers will foul as soon as if the ball is inbounded, then the Quakers will foul immediately. Otherwise, you deny everything. LaFoon, boy, you got a foul, though. Here's Krieger. Quakers running out of time now as they're going to foul Duncan. I would have thought they'd went after Krieger or LaFoon. He was the last one left. Yeah, Quakers needed to foul a little sooner than that. As soon as that ball was inbounded, they should have fouled. Quakers down by 9. We'll take that back, down by 8 now, 95-87 as Duncan hits both. That is Ware driving and scoring. 6.9 remaining. The inbound immediately to Lucas. 4 seconds to go, and the Quakers will foul. That'll be Isaiah Ware, and Earlham will not get it done here this afternoon with 3.4 to go. (95-89), and this game's not over with yet. Men's tearing his stuff down already. Free throw is good. You know this isn't over yet. Lucas' second free throw. We require that you wait before you tear it down. And with 2 seconds to go, Ware, the long-range three, no, and it is a final. Well, the Quakers just not enough here this afternoon as they lose it on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. 97-89. We'll come back and put a wrap on this one in just a moment. Stay right there. This is Earlham Men's Basketball, Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you were born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Final score 97-89. Quakers lose it here tonight. They fall now to 2-4 on the season. They are 0-1 in the NC, or should say the HCAC for the Ravens. They are now 4-1 on the season with this high-powered offense they have to work with. They are now 1-0 in the conference as well. Here are the final unofficial scoring numbers tonight. Stanley Duncan led all scorers with 26, 16 by Krieger, 14 by LaFoon. He had 13 of those in the second half. Trevor Lucas finished with 11 points, a single point by Peters, Ashton with 2, and Williams with 2 for the Ravens. Quakers were led by Wilson Thomas with 23, Zolman 15. Darrell had 17 before he fouled out, 11 points by Barnes, 6 points by Stallings, 4 by Bonin, 6 points by Ware, and 4 points by El Dasugi. Dalaboa with 7 here tonight. So the Quakers will, again, after tonight, put their sights set on Tuesday, as they will take that back Wednesday. They'll be at Bluffton. That is a 7:30 start time. We won't have the Quakers back here until December the 18th when they take on Center. That is a 7 o'clock start time. Quakers, by the way, tonight finished shooting 60%. Boy, they shot well, 30 of 55, but they also had 24 turnovers on the night as well, so 55% shooting, and Anderson ended up shooting 49%. So there you have it. Quakers lose it, 97-89. Thanks for being with us. Again, we'll have Inside Earlham men's and women's basketball coming up on Monday. We'll see you next time. Quakers lose it 97-89. This has been Earlham men's basketball, Radio Troy Digital Sports.